Hi there. Whew. Hi. I was just doing my morning yoga. A little bit of movement. My name is Anna, and I am so happy that you're here. Maybe you are here watching it in the morning. Maybe you are watching it in the afternoon. Maybe you'll be here with me for a little bit and then take a break. Maybe you'll be watching the whole time and we'll have lots of fun together, waking up our body. And maybe you'll just get an idea here and there and can use it at another time of the day. Either way, no pressure. I'm so happy that you're here. And I think in these days, in this time, the most important thing is that we get to somehow see each other still and connect. I think that is the most important. So I'm so happy that we get to see each other through this. So we're going to do some movement to wake up our body because, of course, with all this new way of learning, we are sitting a lot, aren't we? And we are looking into screens a lot. And that's just how it is right now. But in between, we have to also move our body. Now, I have a basket here full of little treasures to help with the movement. And I hope that these are all things you have at home. I'm pretty sure they are. So they're all from Longhouse. They're little things for my children and things that I found in a cleaning cupboard. So if you don't have something, we can always think together about what you could use instead. Before we're going to move our body, we're going to just wake up our senses with a little bit of music. So listen up. So, I think that before one can do any kind of intense movement, like I said, we have to wake up our body. So, let's start by trying to stretch our legs a little bit. We're going to try, dig it up. There you go. And try to stand up tall on our 2 feet. All right. And then, the first thing we're going to do is stretch our body in all the different directions. So we've got up and down and to the left and to the right and to the back. So we're going to work on that a little bit. So down is like this. You start. Hold up, and you can bend your knees a bit. That, you see, bending my knees. And you let your head hang. Oh, it's quite nice. You can even put your head on the floor. And then you slowly gonna unfurl up. All right? And that's something you want to try to do 3 times. So you say hi to your feet, and if it helps, you can use your legs to help you come up. Right? Now, if that is a little too hard to say, well, I just have to stand here and bend down and come up, and it's for some of us, this is just too hard. I have another idea. Let me look at my basket if I have something that might help to adapt this and make this a bit more easy and fun. So, yeah, actually, you know what? I'm going to see if I can find some. Let's see. Let's imagine that these are things that are all on the floor at your house. I'm not saying your house is messy, but maybe you forgot some books under the couch. And maybe you can help your mom and your dad to clean up. And if your house is clean and there's nothing on the floor, good for you. You can then take some things. If you don't have fancy schmancy bean bags, you can use a sponge. Let me see if I find a sponge. I think I might find a sponge if I'm lucky. Oh yeah, look at that. A sponge. Right? Some household items. And you can put them on the floor for your child. And then maybe mom and dad would follow with a basket and collect all the items. But you, dear friend, dear Beaver Run student, you will go down and you'll pick it up and you put it in the basket, okay? I don't have a partner to help me with this, so I'm gonna be both. I'm gonna be mom and dad with the basket, and then I'm gonna bend down, pick it up, put it in the basket, and do that 3 times, right? So bend down, oh, pick it up, put it in the basket. Let's pick up our sponge. Bend down, pick it up, put it in the basket. So now, you just moved your body a little bit, and you helped to clean up the house. Now, isn't that great? You can also do this before you're going to brush your teeth, right? Before you go into the bathroom, maybe we can put 3 things on the floor, and you have to pick them up, and then you go brush your teeth. Do that every day 3 times. That's almost like 9 sit-ups, huh? How about that? So, from below, all the way up. Okay. Now, we want to go further. We want to stretch up. Now, see, I've been practicing. I was preparing for this. I've been practicing to go on my toes and stretch my arms all the way up and reach for the beautiful magnolia trees outside of Longhouse. Look at the beautiful tree outside Rainbow Hall and stretch to smell the blossoms. And if you need a little bit of help with that, well, I've got an idea for you. So you could, for example, help your mother or your father or your sister or your brother or whoever beloved friend is with you to go to the laundry room. And then you will, or maybe you have a laundry line outside to hang it up, right? And you're going to help to hang up the laundry. Let me see if I have some. Oh, yes, I do. Look at that. Okay. So here I have a laundry clip. And I brought some clothes for my children. So again, you're going to bend. Take the wet laundry out of the basket. Oh, here's Rosa's ballet dress. And then, oh, I forgot my, here we go. And you're going to stretch up and you're going to hang it up. You see here? One side. Oh, I hope this is not too heavy. Whole thing might come knocking down, but then we'll have to fix it. That's okay. And here. And then you stretched a little bit already, right? And now you can do that 3 times. Let's see what else I have. Oh, I have a nice shirt from Albert. Oh, it's very nice. It's got the sun on it. It reminds me of summer. Okay. Stretch and hang this up. And we always try to do everything 3 times. So one last thing. You're going to bend down. Get another. Oh, we have Isabella's beautiful Valentine's dress. And we hang that up over here. That looks quite pretty. It's a nice background for our little movement class here. Oh, I hope it's good. There you go. So you stretched and you've helped. Isn't that just great? Now, if you don't have a laundry line at home, I was thinking about a few other things. So, for stretching, because there's really a lot of things you can do for stretching. You could, for example, help to get something down that's far up. You know, for example, I don't have a chair right now. Can I go over this way? Yeah? For example, I don't have a high shelf here, but often the flower vases are kept all the way high up. So if your mom or if you need a flower vase to put a beautiful daffodil in that you found on a walk, you could stretch and bring it down. Or if you are getting your spring and sun hats out already, now that's exciting. You could stretch to the basket, reach for it, and give your mom and dad your hat. Or you could reach for the salt shaker when it's lunchtime, right? Or sometimes they're high up. Or whatever's high up, right? And then one last idea for stretching. See, there's so many ways you can stretch up high. I think you can use umbrellas inside. I don't think there is a law against it. You could take an umbrella. Isn't this one pretty? And you could stretch and open it up. Yeah, there you go. That's another way to do it. So let's quickly do that again. So we have bent down and we unfurled up. We have reached up. And we did that in many different ways. Good. So now, let's see. So we did that. So now we need to reach a little bit. Let's do the backspace first. So this is very tricky. So now, so you're upright, and then you want to go backwards. Ooh, that hurts everywhere. And you want to go forwards without tipping over. So, is it better if I'm on the side, isn't it, to show that particular thing? Okay, so we're standing up tall. Let's think about going forward. And maybe if you stretch your hands, if you imagine, I could use this again. Silks are so useful. But any shawl will do, it doesn't have to be silk. If you imagine this is your cape, your hero cape. What are some of the famous heroes? Superman, he's famous. So you have your cape, and you put it on, ready, and then you get ready to fly. Maybe you could even put a foot up, and that will help you to keep your balance. And if you can't put a foot up, you can just try to bend forward, right? And if your legs are not listening to you today, and you're sitting, that's all right. You can sit, and then you can lean forward and reach for something, right? So that's going forward. And also, you can hug things. It really helps to go forward. So, for example, you can take your laundry basket and give it a big hug, right? So you're leaning forward, and imagine this is the world. You're giving the world a big hug, which I think the world needs right now. Or if you can do it without holding on to something, that's also fine. Either way, you lean forward and you give the world a big hug. And then you let go again. So there's many ways to lean forward with your cape, with pillows stacked. See how many pillows you can hold? The laundry basket, leaning forward, or sitting and reaching for something far away. Could even be your mom and dad holding on to you. And you could reach forwards and backwards and row the boat, right? We know that one very well. Then, going backwards, that's the hardest. Now, there's different levels you can do this. One is, you can just take a few steps backwards. And you and I already know, we practice this sometimes. That's pretty hard just to walk backwards, right? Because, what is behind me? Who is behind me? It can be scary if you can't see. Unless, of course, you have eyes in your back, which sometimes I do. I have eyes in my back. Just joking. So you walk backwards, and you can have your mom and your dad or your friends holding on to you, and then you know this person is behind me and will help me. If it's too hard for you to walk, you can also sit, and you can just have maybe something soft underneath, and you can just lean back and take your knees, and hug them. And this is very comfortable. You might want to stay here for a little bit. It's very comfortable. And you can try to put your arms back, and you can see what you want to do with your legs. Maybe you can cycle a little bit. There we go. And then you have to come up again. You could even try this on the couch, the leaning backwards. That's pretty easy, right? You just slouch on the couch. It's official slouching. And then you stand up again. So we have done forward and backwards. Now we need to move to the sides a little bit. Now we can just lean over and reach like that with the other hand. We can even put one arm up. Oh, you feel that? That's a good stretch. Sometimes you forget to stretch the sides and it feels really good. Or imagine you're sitting at the table. Let me see if I have a tablecloth in here for you. So be our table, right? And then you have to imagine that you have your family sitting next to you. And for this exercise, not too close, so you can really stretch. And put a little nice vase in here. Oh, I didn't bring a flower, did I? Should have brought a flower. Oh well, imagine the flower. And then, yeah, oh, here look, we have a nice salad bowl. That will do. And then, often you also have a knife and a fork. This could be our glass, because that helps us with it. And when it's time for you to have your plate filled with food, or the main meal, or snack, or water in your cup, well, first try practice asking for it with any way you like to speak. It can be with your iPad, with your signs, with your voice, with your smile. And then reach your glass over to whoever's serving the water. And whoever's serving the water, hopefully, in order for this exercise to be really difficult, isn't too close by. But if it's hard, start just reaching over to the right and over to the left. Now we know passing very well in Beaver Run, right? Every meal we have to say, please, dear Anna, can you pass my cup, please? Or, please, can you pass my plate? And then we have to pick it up and we have to reach and pass, right? And the same, this is a very big bowl. But it could be a salad bowl and then you are passing it to whoever you're eating with. So you can pass it to your mom and you can pass it to your dad. You see? And you're stretching. And you're stretching. So if you don't want to do this right now, you can do it later when you're eating. You can remember this and try to practice it. Pass your glass and pass your plate to the left and to the right and stretch a little. So now we've stretched our body quite a bit, so that's very good. Let's put our table setting back in here. Now, so let me quickly check my notes. So now we've stretched quite a bit already, and now we still want to wake up our body a little bit more. And we're going to do it now again by reaching down and touch your feet and wake them up, give them a bit of a squeeze. Yeah, or like this. And your legs, you can do like that, or you can do just one hand first and wake up your right leg, and then the other hand and wake up your left leg and really wake them up. Another way to do this is, in the morning, before you put on your socks, you can put a little bit of lotion on your foot, right? And if you don't have time to go and get a fancy lotion right now, you can take some coconut oil. It's very good for your skin. And you can wake up your toe and your foot. Say good morning to your foot. If you think about it, those feet carry you day in and day out, right? And those legs are just so helpful and do such meaningful things. And we have to be grateful and wake them up gently. And take care of them with a little bit of lotion. Wake them up. Wake up your leg. There you go. Wake up your belly and your back. There you go. And it's nice to do little circles around your belly. You wake up your belly. And you wake up your belly. And then you have your chest. And there you can just wake it up a bit. It feels quite good to do this a little bit. And then you wake up your arms. And again, if you have a little bit of lotion, you can use that or some oil. And you can wake up each finger. Look, if you pull, or somebody else can do that for you. You take one finger and you wiggle each finger back and forth. And when you come to the tip of the finger, you snap like a little bit like that. You pull on it a little bit. And you do the next finger, this is the ring finger. So that was the pinky, right? Now comes the ring finger. And wiggle, 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 and pull. Middle finger, wiggle, 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 pointer and the thumb. And then you can do the same with your other hand. Now another thing that's really nice to do if you want to wake up your feet and your hands a little bit more is to put them on a foot roller. Now I have this fancy foot roller here, look at this. And this is actually nice for the whole body. If you have something, you can roll it up and down your legs to wake them up. You can put it on your feet. You can sit on a chair, it might be the easiest actually. Put your toes on and roll forward and backward. And it's like a little foot massage. It's like a little foot massage. And you do the same with the other foot. And then you can do it with your hands. Now, most of you won't have this at home, right? These sort of, or maybe some of you do and some of you don't. Now let's think about some other things we could use instead. We could use a bottle, a glass bottle, right? That would be something we could use. Or, now that it's getting a bit warmer, maybe you have a little patch of grass in the yard, or you can go somewhere where there is a little bit of grass. You could try already, only if it's not too cold, to take off your sock and to walk barefoot on a little bit of moss and a little bit of grass. And that is so nice to feel the earth again after so many months of thick winter socks and boots, to free the feet a little. If you can't do that, you could also get a tub and you can put some marbles in it, or some dry beans, or some sand. Really, you could get quite creative about this. And put your feet in and just feel that with your feet. So those are some things you can do to wake up your feet as well. And while you're out and about taking a little spring walk, maybe this will be a nice time to remember some of the Beaver on Spring songs. Take a little walk, think about the spring songs you know, and I will just play a little tune on the recorder, which I think you know well, and I hope I remember how to play it. So let me see how it starts. So it's okay, I'm gonna have to start again. This is not good. Forgive me. So the song, maybe I sing it as well because I didn't do so well on the recorder, but did you recognize it? With laughter and singing, the green earth is springing. The shepherd is piping, again it is spring. Ah, la 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 la. So maybe that's a song you can sing as you take a little stroll, your first little barefoot stroll outside, or just even with your shoes on, enjoying the beautiful spring weather. So I think that we have almost woken up every part of our body, but our head still needs a little bit of help, right? And there, it's quite nice to tap on your head a bit and wake it up, right? You can do that with your face as well. All right, now I want to do an exercise with a little poem that you know. And you can use a beanbag, or you can use an orange, or a ball, or a sponge, or anything you can think of. And now practice just picking it up and put it down. Pick it up, put it down. Now pick it up and pass it to your other hand and bring it down. One more time, pick it up, pass it to your other hand and bring it down. And now try to do that in the middle. Up and pass it to your other hand. Over to the left. Up and over to the heart. Pass it to your other hand. Over and down, back to the right. And then the other thing that's tricky to do, we're going to do the standing, is try to pass it behind your back. Okay, here I go. Ready? Pass. To the other hand and back. The other hand and back. Now that part is tricky. You try your best. And maybe mom and dad have to help with that. And I have a little poem here. I don't know, maybe Jose or Michael can help me later to put this in the supplemental materials. So that if you want to read along. It's called The Sun is in My Heart. You probably know it well. And we're going to do this poem together while moving with our orange, our sponge, our ball, or our beanbag, or whatever it is you find. It goes like this. The sun is in my heart. He warms me with his power and wakens life and love in every beast and flower. And now we do the same but up. The stars above my head are shining in my mind as guardians of the world that in my thoughts I find. And now we do the same but below. The earth whereon I tread lets not my feet go through, but strongly does uphold the weight of deeds I do. Then must I thankful be, or I have to, this is tricky because I don't know the verse by heart. As human on earth I dwell, to know and love the world and serve all creatures well. So this is a nice poem we can do once our body's a little bit wakened up. Now I have been told, and my time is almost up, and I didn't even get to 5 other games I have prepared. But good thing I will be back next week. So that's something real good about all of this. So I think that with this, I'm just going to tell you that I'm so happy that you joined for a little bit. Maybe you watched, maybe you participated, maybe you participated for a little bit and you watched for a little bit. Either way is fine. Again, I'm so happy you showed up, and maybe you got an idea or two. And if you have ideas for me of other household items that I could use, well, let me know, and I'll make sure I use them in my next presentation next week. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. This was a lot of fun, and I hope you had a little bit of fun too. And have a good rest of your day.